Welcome everyone. Good to see you all. I hope everyone is doing well this morning. And this is our 30-minute Vinyasa practice. Let's take just a few moments to settle in. And hopefully you can hear me. If you can't hear me, I'm using a new mic. If you can't hear me, unmute and let me know that you can't hear. Otherwise, I'll assume you can. Bring your awareness now to your breath. Let your eyes close down and begin to follow your breath flowing in and out. We'll just take about 3 more breaths in order to allow you to settle in for our practice this morning. Let the breath begin to deepen. Now one more breath. And then just let it all go. Bring your hands to your knees, palms facing down. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the navel in a little bit. Now left ear towards left shoulder and right ear towards right shoulder. Now chin towards chest. Inhale, lift the chin. Now level the chin, left ear towards left shoulder again. This time let your chin drop your chest. And right ear towards right shoulder. Now lift the chin up. Now just let your head roll around on your shoulders very gently. Go around a few times one direction. And then when the time feels right, go back the other way. Try and relax the shoulders and relax the muscles between the shoulders a little bit. And then let it come back to center. On an inhale, lift the chin and then lift the chest. And then as you exhale, bring chin towards chest, draw the navel in, come down just a little bit, just so you're rounding the spine forward. And inhale, do that a second time. Lift the chin, lift the chest. And then chin towards chest, round the spine, draw the navel in, just a little, not too much. Just continue flowing that way. We can call this a baby cow-cat flow if you like. It's just very gentle. And maybe a couple more times through. Just beginning to feel the sensation of that flow. And when you're ready, make yourself, or find your way back to center. And then bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up and over, press down on the left sitting bone, rise up, and we're just going to flow side to side now. Just beginning to awaken the side body and reaching, maybe stretching a little bit more each successive round. Keep it going. And a couple more times. Try and keep your core engaged. So feel the abdominal muscles engaged in the movement. And the last one. And then come back to center and bring the arms out to a T and take a twist to the left and then back to center and a twist to the right and back to center and a twist to the left and back to center and a twist to the right. Just keep flowing gently, side to side. Keep it going. And another time through. And now think about coming back to center. Reach your arms up and overhead. Palms together, interlace the fingers. Press the palms up towards the sky. Now keep pressing the palms away from you. Keep the arms straight as you bring the hands down towards the mat. Keep pressing through the palms. Feel that in the shoulders. And then on an inhale, lift the hands up. Keep pressing through the palms as the hands rise to the sky. Reach up. And then exhale and bring the hands down towards your mat. Keep pressing through the palms. Inhale and up. And exhale and down. And one more time. Inhale up. And exhale. And bring it down. Press the palms into the mat now. Keep the fingers interlaced. Lift your chin a little bit. And then release the interlacing of the fingers, roll over the knees, and let's come to table pose. Once you're in table pose, pick that right knee up and just let the knee circle a little bit. You don't have to pick it up very high. Go around a few times one way and then a few times the other. You can keep that knee bent. And then let the knee just fall down, but keep it off the mat, so the knee is pointing straight down. Now pick the knee up, bring it forward towards the shoulder, and then straighten the right leg and press back through that right heel. Rotate the toes so they point down on that right leg, or right foot rather. Bend the right knee now and bring it towards your chin, round the spine, and then reach the right heel straight back. Do that a second time, bending the knee, bringing it towards the chin, and press straight back. One more time. Knee towards chin and press straight back. Then bring the right foot down. Press through the right heel until you feel a stretch in the back of that right leg. For most of us, you'll feel it in the calf first. And then just release the knee down. Let's go over to the other side. Just let that left knee kind of circle around. The knee's pointing mostly down, so you're not picking it up very much at this point. You can go around a few times one direction, and then back a few times the other. And then when you're ready, pick that left knee up, bring the knee forward towards that left shoulder, then press straight back. Toes on that left foot are pointing to the left. Now rotate the toes so they point down. Then bend the left knee and bring it forward to the chin, and then straighten the leg. Do it a second time. Knee comes towards chin. And press back through the heel. And one more time. Knee towards chin. And press back through the heel. And then bring that left foot down. Press back through the left heel. The left leg's nice and straight here. Press into your hands. Use the power of your whole body to start to stretch out the calf muscle on the back of the left leg and the Achilles tendon a little bit. Now bend the left knee and bring it down so that you're back to table pose. Press the hips over to the right. Walk your hands forward a couple of inches. And then forward and then to the left. We'll just make some nice circles with the hips. Going around a few times one way. Slow it down, no reason to rush. And then when you're ready, maybe go back the other way a couple of times. And 3 if you want. Starting to open up the hip muscles and those upper leg muscles, the lower back. And then back to center. Back to table pose now. From table pose, walk your left foot forward so it comes between the hands. Then press that left knee forward. Now tuck the toes and bring the right knee off the mat. Press the left knee forward even a little bit more. Now straighten the left leg. Press back on the left hip. Pull the right hip forward. And then bend the left knee and bring the right knee to the mat. Step the left foot back so it meets the right foot. Pause in table pose. Take a breath. Just center yourself in the pose. One more breath. Now drop your belly, but slowly. Move slowly into cow pose. And then exhale to cat pose. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Keep flowing between cow and cat. And a few more times through. Remember to press your hands into the mat and feel the contact between the palms as well as the fingertips and the mat. And one more time through. And then let your body come back to a neutral spine. Reestablish yourself in the pose, in table pose. And then step the right foot forward, bringing the right foot between the hands. Now tuck the toes and bring the left knee off the mat and straighten the right leg. Pull back on the right hip, pull the left hip forward, reach your head forward a little bit more. And if you'd like to feel even more sensation in the back of that right leg in the pose, pick the toes up off the mat on that right foot so that you're pressing into the right heel. And that'll really increase the sensation here in the back of the leg. Now bend the right knee and bring the left knee to the mat, untuck the toes on the left foot, and step the right foot back so it meets the left foot. Now cow pose, and then exhale into cat. Inhale into cow, and exhale to cat. One more time through. Inhale to cow, and exhale to cat. And then come back to a neutral spine. Walk your hands forward just a few inches, and then tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Bend the knees a bit, and now straighten one leg, and then come back to bent knees, both knees bent. Now straighten the other leg, press the heel down towards the mat, and then bend the knees. Just continue moving that way, pedaling it out, letting your hips sway side to side if you like. Just keep it going. Remember to also press the hands into the mat and reach the tailbone towards the top of the wall behind you in order to keep the spine nice and long. Now come to stillness in downward dog. And then glide forward to plank pose. From there, bring your knees to the mat, untuck your toes, press your hips back to your heels. Now glide forward. Press the hips forward and down, lift the chin. Then as you exhale, press back towards child's pose. Then glide forward through table, dropping the hips, lifting the chin, pressing the chest forward so you can bring the shoulder blades a little closer together on the back. And then one more time, back towards child's pose. And then glide forward. And now tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. On an inhale, lift your left leg up. And then step the left foot forward, bring it all the way between the hands, and then step the right foot forward into a standing forward fold. Let your head drop down in the forward fold. Now keep your chin on your chest, draw your navel up towards your spine as you rise, and then let your arms float up and overhead, and then bring your hands to heart center. On an inhale, reach up. Now arms out to about a 45-degree angle with the palms facing up. Look up and find a back bend. Now swan dive, forward fold. And then come to a half lift. You can bring your hands to the top of your shins if you like. Think about lengthening the spine. Now a little bend in the knees. Release the hands down. Let your head drop down. Now chin on chest, round the spine. Draw the navel up towards the spine as you rise. Let your arms float high, and then bring them back to heart center. Let's go through that flow again. Up and back. Swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift. Exhale, let your let your head drop down. I didn't mean to imply you had more than one head. Now reverse swan dive and rise, pressing into the front of the feet as you come up, activating the glutes, arms reach high, and exhale the hands to heart center. Let's flow through that one more time. Inhale, up and back. Now swan dive, forward fold. Come to a half lift, and then exhale, let your head drop down. Keep your chin on your chest, draw the navel up as you rise, and then let your arms float high, and exhale the hands, bringing them to heart center. You can let your eyes close down now and just enjoy a couple of breaths. Maybe one more. And keep your hands at heart center as you hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Now interlace the fingers and press the palms down into the mat if you can with the fingers interlaced. Let your head drop down
And bring the weight forward into the front of the feet. Release your hands now so they're no longer interlaced. And step the left foot behind the right foot so that the pinky toes touch. We haven't done this movement in a long time. Then once you're there, fold forward. Let your head drop down. Feel the sensation for most of you in the back of the left leg. Keep pressing the weight into both feet. Now keep pressing both feet into the mat. Bring your arms out to a T and slowly rise. Come all the way up. Once you're up, reach your arms high and then exhale the hands, bringing them to heart center. Reach back up. Exhale the arms to a T. Now swan dive. Forward fold. Let your head come down. Now uncross the feet. And then cross them the other way. Bring the right foot behind the left foot so the pinky toes touch. Let your head drop down. Now feel that stretch again for most of you in the back of the right leg. Bring the weight in the front of the feet and see if you can equalize the weight on both feet. Now the arms come out to a T and slowly begin to rise. Let your arms float high. And then exhale the hands, bringing them to heart center. Reach the arms back up and out to a T and swan dive. Bring your hands to the mat and then uncross the ankles. Now moving back to the front of the mat. Let your head drop down. Now reverse swan dive as you rise. Spine nice and long. Reach up high. And then bring your hands to heart center. Inhale up and swan dive, forward fold, come to a half lift. This time leave the right foot forward and step the left foot all the way back into a runner's lunge. Bring the left knee to the mat. Left hand stays on the mat now, right hand reaches high. Stretch the right hand up so the hand is over the shoulder. Now bring the right hand down to the inside of that right foot. Reach the left hand high. If you want, see if you can bring that left hand behind you and then open that left shoulder up towards the sky, looking up towards the sky. Release from that, bring the left hand back down, and then lizard pose, bring the elbows to the mat if you can, and maybe walk that left knee back just a little bit, lengthening your body. And if you want, you can hug that right knee in towards the right shoulder a bit more. Let's come out of the pose, walking the hands back onto the mat, bringing the right hand to the outside of the right foot. Now bring the left knee off the mat after tucking your toes and step the right foot back to plank pose. Take a couple of breaths in plank. Breathe in and out and in and out. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Now on the exhale, bring your knees to the mat. Cobra pose, chest and chin are going to follow. Inchworming your way into cobra pose, lifting the heart up off the mat. And then release. Now tuck your toes, push to plank, and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Press the heels down towards the mat. Press your hands into the mat. Lengthen the spine. On an inhale, reach your right leg up, and then step the right foot forward, bringing it between the hands. See if you can bend that right knee so you have about a 90-degree angle in that right knee. Then bring the left knee to the mat. Untuck the toes. Left hand stays on the mat. Right hand reaches high. Hopefully this is the second side. And then bring the right hand down inside the right foot and reach the left hand high. And then bring the left hand down. Come down to the elbows. I think I may have done the same side twice. I did, didn't I? So we should actually have the left foot forward this time, shouldn't we? Let's come back to that. Let's everybody start over. So left foot forward, right foot back. Untuck the toes on the right foot. Now bring your right hand to the mat and reach the left hand up. And then bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot and reach the right hand high. Sometimes I forget which side I'm doing. Now bring the right hand down, and then let's find lizard pose on our second side. Come down to the elbows if you're able to. Maybe move that right knee back just a little bit. Couple of breaths. Maybe hug that left knee in towards the left shoulder, deepening the sensation in the back of that right leg or left leg in the back of the hip. And then walk back up onto the hands. Move that left hand to the outside of the left foot, tuck the toes, and the right knee comes off the mat. So we're back to runner's lunge. Now left foot steps back to plank pose. And see if you can find about 3 breaths in plank pose. Breathe in deeply. And breathe out completely. Keep it going. And one more. You're doing great. Now bring the knees to the mat. Chest and chin will follow, inchworming your way into our cobra pose. 2 breaths now in cobra pose. And one more. Now release down. Then tuck your toes, stiffen your body, and push to plank. And then lift your hips into downward facing dog. On an inhale, reach your right leg up, or left leg rather, up. And then bend the left knee, 3-legged dog. Open the hips to the left. Take a deep breath. Then as you exhale, square the hips, level them off, and bring the left foot down so it meets the right foot. On an inhale, other side. Pick the right foot up. Bend the right knee, open the hips to the right, keep your shoulders square to the front of the mat, and then level the hips off. This time, step that right foot forward between the hands, and the left foot's going to follow. Let your head drop down, standing forward fold. Take opposite elbows, press the elbows down towards the big toes. Little bend in the knees is fine here if you like. Now the arms come out to a T. Keep your weight in the front of the feet so the heels are floating. As you rise, reach up high and look up towards your palms, and then bring your hands to heart center. Couple of breaths. And one more. Now, step your feet apart, coming into a wide-legged stance. Then bring the arms out to a 45-degree angle. We're going to find eagle arms. Wrap the left elbow under the right elbow. Bring the palms together so the palms touch. On an inhale, lift the elbows and your chin, looking up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, fold forward and let your head drop down. Bring the weight back into the front of the feet if it's moved into the heels. Now press into the pinky toes and slowly rise. Feel the core engage deeply. Now lift the elbows and the chin. And then bring the chin so it's level. Release the arms and exhale them to heart center. Let your hands come down. Inhale and up. Exhale, hands come down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center now. Inhale, reach back up and 45-degree angle. This time, right elbow wraps under left. Palms come together. On an inhale, lift the elbows and the chin. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Let your head come down. Bring the weight back into the front of the feet. And then slowly rise all the way up. Lift the elbows and the chin. And then level the chin. Release the arms, reach them high, and hands to heart center. We'll do that twice more. Release the hands down, inhale up, exhale and down. One more time. Inhale up, exhale, hands to heart center. And you can either jump the feet back so they're about hip width apart or walk them back. Now bend your knees. Come all the way down to a seat. Once you're seated, straighten the legs, bring the hands to the back of the knees, supporting your body in boat pose. 2 more breaths. And one more. Release the heels now down to the mat.
And then bring bend the left knee and bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And move over to the right side of your mat so that your left knee is on or right above the mat. Reach the arms high and then exhale and fold forward, letting your forehead come down towards the shin or knee, and then lengthen the body. So bring the top of the head closer to the big toe. Now release your hands from your leg or your feet. Reach the fingertips forward. Press into the back of the right heel as you rise. Now bring your arms out to a T. Take a twist to the left and bring the left hand down behind you, planting the left hand right behind your back. Now press into the left hand, press into the left knee, and lift your hips. Now reach with that right hand and see if you can press the hips a little higher, and then if you want, look up towards the sky. Deepen the back bend. Let your head drop down a little more. And now very slowly and mindfully release. Let your tailbone come down. Swing the shoulders around so they're square to the extended leg. Hinge at the hips and fold forward. Second time on this side. Now keep your chin on your chest and round your spine as you come up. And then let's find the second side. Straighten the left leg. Bend the right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Press that left heel away. Now reach your arms up and overhead. Make sure you're squaring your shoulders to the extended left leg. Hinge at the hips and fold forward. Let your head come down. Now lengthen. Lengthen the upper body, reducing the distance between the big toe and the top of the head. Now reach the fingertips forward. Press into the back of the left heel and rise. The core engages pretty deeply. Now bring the arms out to a T. Take your twist to the right this time. Plant the right hand behind you. Press into the right hand and the right hip. And then lift up and back. Let your head drop down. So the right hand is down behind you. Open the left side of the heart space a little if you like. And look up towards the sky. And then slowly release. Let your tailbone come down. Then reach back up and fold forward. Last time over that extended left leg. Let your forehead come down. Now with chin on chest, round your spine. Remember to draw your navel in as you rise. And bring the right leg out to join the left. Reach the arms up and overhead and exhale, fold forward over both legs. Seated forward fold. Now reach the fingertips forward, press into the back of the heels and rise. Now bend the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. Reach the hands forward, palms facing up. Now slowly roll down to your back. First you come to the tailbone. Feel the tailbone pressing into the mat. And then you move into the sacrum. And then those lower spinal, those lower parts of the spine, and then the mid parts of the spine, and finally the upper parts of the spine. Bring your palms down, walk the feet back towards your butt until you can brush the heels with your fingertips. Feet about hip width apart. Now bridge pose. Press the feet into the mat and lift your hips up. See if you can lift your hips a little higher, finding a deeper back bend than you normally would do. Keep pressing the hips up. One more breath. And release. Once your tailbone comes to the mat, pick your feet up off the mat and hug your knees in towards your chest. Then release the knees so that they're reaching straight up to the sky. And gentle spinal twist. Actually, let's do something different than that. Straighten both legs. And then reach the left leg high. Press through the right heel. So the right foot is pressing forward. The left foot is pressing straight up. Arms are out to a T.
Now let that left foot come all the way over to the right side of the body. You may want to scoot your hips to the left a little bit. And if you can, get a hold of the big toe on that left foot with your right hand. Your gaze is to the left in this spinal twist. Allow yourself to settle into the pose. One more breath. Now release the hand from the foot. Let that left heel float back up towards the sky. And then swap the legs out so that the left foot comes down. The left heel is on the mat and pressing forward. The right heel is pressing up towards the sky. Now bring that right foot over to the left and let it land. If you want, get a hold of the big toe on that left foot with your hand. That's actually the right foot, isn't it? With your left hand. Then your gaze is off to the right. Couple more breaths. Now release the foot. Let it float up to the sky. And bring both feet down. Bring your hands down by your side, then bend your knees. Hug the knees into the chest. And then gently rock yourself to a seat. And once you're seated, bring your hands to your knees, palms facing down. And let's just find 3 breaths. Let the inhale help you lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, relax the back of the shoulders. Do that a second time. A big deep inhale. And exhale, relax the back of the shoulders. And one more time. A deep breath in. Let your spine get longer. Now big open mouth exhale. Let it go. And bring your hands to heart center now as we conclude our 30-minute Vinyasa practice. Join me, if you like, in offering loving kindness to all beings. May you be happy, well, and safe, and may you be peaceful and at ease. Namaste.